Yo, what is good YouTube? I am Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all the performance review on the serious player only Player 1 Plus. Before we get started, if you all enjoy sneaker content just like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below, and also hit that bell notification button so you never miss another video just like this. But anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the serious player only Player 1 Plus basically features a modified herringbone traction pattern. It is herringbone, but it kind of curves, and the pattern does change slightly throughout the shoe. But overall, the traction on the shoe is really good. This is actually serious player only's first model with translucent rubber, I think. And the traction is still really good. If you are playing on your clean courts, you're going to have no problems whatsoever. You're going to be able to stop on a dime. The traction has a very hard bite on those clean courts, and it's amazing. If you are playing on your dustier courts, however, you might run into some slides to a stop, especially if you let the dust accumulate. I mean, as you can see, this thing is very dusty. The dust does get stuck on the traction, and in between the grooves you can see the dust collection. On top of the grooves, with a quick wipe you should be good to go, but do be prepared to wipe every now and then on those dustier courts. Otherwise you will experience some slides to a stop. Personally, I never had any issues of actually sliding out, but I did experience some slides to stops, especially if I didn't wipe. So on your dustier courts, just do a quick wipe and you should be good to go. Just make sure you do a quick wipe, every so often. Clean courts, very good traction. Overall, I would say that the traction is very good. Just make sure you wipe on those dustier courts. So moving on to the cushion, the Player 1 Plus features full-length drop-in midsole, and the great thing about this is that drop-in midsole, because you can switch it out for a bunch of different options. Me personally, I played with two separate cushion setups, one which is their Even Lawn Light, and the other one is what they call Explosive. So their Even Lawn or Evan Lawn Light midsole basically reminds me of a drop-in Lunar Lawn midsole. You do have this nice foam. It is very low to the ground feeling, and you feel very quick on your feet, but you also have a decent amount of impact protection. And compared to Lunar Lawn, this feels a little bit more robust and probably won't bottom out as quickly as Lunar Lawn. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, this is personally my favorite of the two drop-in midsoles that I have been playing in. This just overall feels better for me. I really like the balance between that court feel responsiveness and the impact protection that you do get out of this midsole. So yeah, I really like the Even Lawn Light midsole. The other option that you do have though is their Explosive foam. So this is their Explosive. Basically it's very similar to Boost, I would say. It is definitely a heftier foam setup. You do feel a little bit bouncier in this one as well, but it does come at a cost. Obviously, it's a little bit thicker. I wouldn't say it's as responsive as the other midsole, but it does still feel very nice. Within this midsole too, you do have these other two pods of different type of foam in here, which is a little bit more dense, and it gives you that spring back. But yeah, so between this Explosive midsole and this other one, the Even Lawn Light, I really like the Even Lawn better. It just feels more like Lunar Lawn, and it's more of a comfortable, balanced ride, at least for me. But this Explosive midsole is another option you can go. Plus, I think they have one or two other midsoles as well, if you all want to give those a try. But yeah, that's the great thing about the cushion setup in the serious player only Player 1 Plus, is that you can change it out to something that is more towards your liking. So yeah, for me, this one, the Even Lawn Light, is the one for me. So overall, the cushion setup in the Player 1 Plus is good. I'm sure, out of all the midsoles that they have, you will definitely be able to find one that definitely matches your taste. So moving on to the materials, the Player 1 Plus primarily features this ripstop material, and you do have some overlays of other textile and fuse. And underneath this, you actually have like a shell of basically some other textile, which builds into the tongue of the shoe. And overall, the material usage on here, I mean, obviously to the touch, it doesn't feel the best in terms of like, I guess the quality, but in terms of the performance, it gets the job done very, very well. The materials do a very good job of, you know, foot containment, and just overall performance. As you move towards the back of the shoe, you do have nicer premium materials. You do have this like leather back, and I'm not sure if this is synthetic leather or real leather, but it definitely adds a nice premium touch to the shoe, and it wraps around the entire back half of the shoe. Moving to the tongue, you do have like this perforated foam tongue. I wouldn't say it is the most padded, but it is definitely padded enough to where if you do like to crank down your laces, you won't feel the laces really digging into your foot that much. And then on the tip of the tongue, you actually have the same leather that's featured on the back half of the shoe, which is just, you know, another nice added premium touch. Also, along where the eyelets are of the shoe, they are reinforced with this rubber material and fused. So you are not going to be busting through those lace holes if you do like to crank down your laces or tie them really tight. So yeah, you know, overall, the material usage on the shoe is good. Could it have been like more premium feeling, like, you know, full on leather? Yeah, of course, but from a performance aspect, they do get the job done very well. And there's obviously reasons that they did go with these materials, because it's lighter and, you know, it's more breathable. So there's obviously pros and cons to using a higher quality or more premium feeling material. But overall, in terms of the performance, they get the job done very well. So moving on to the fit, me personally, I would say that the Player 1 Plus does run true to size. If you have narrow or normal width feet, going true to size is your best bet. Me personally, you know, I am a slightly wide footer. I went true to size, and there is just a little bit of narrowness up in the forefoot, but that does break in. However, if you do have wide feet, I would recommend you all probably go up a half size just to make sure that, you know, you all avoid any sort of pain in the shoe. I don't think you're gonna be lacking in support if you do go up that half size, so you should be fine. But yeah, just make sure you all get your right size. But yeah, you know, the materials do a very good job of lying over the foot. I would say this is a very snug shoe. This is also a half booty upper, which does give you a closer to, you know, that 1-to-1 fit that you're looking for. Along with that, the heel sculpting in here and the material usage, it does give you a very good fit. So yeah, overall, the fit in the Player 1 Plus is good. Just make sure you all get your right size. So moving on to the support, I had absolutely zero support issues in the shoe. You do have this internal heel counter with an external like heel counter as well, and it does a great job of making sure your heel is not going anywhere. You do have nice heel sculpting and padding in the heel area as well, just to make it a little bit more comfortable for you, and also to make sure your heel is 100% locked down. In terms of the side-to-side movement on the footbed, you don't have any of that. You do have that drop-in midsole that does have the walls on the side to ensure that your foot's not sliding around on the footbed. And also, you know, the materials do a great job. You do have like this rubber that extends up. And yeah, you know, you're not going to be having any sort of sliding on that footbed. When it comes to those lateral movements, those hard lateral movements, you're going to be covered there as well. You do have a decently wide base, but you actually have this little outrigger here as well that the outsole actually creates. So you're going to be covered. You won't be rolling over on those hard lateral movements. Trust me, I like to do those, and I had absolutely zero issues with this shoe. And when it comes to that torsional rigidity and stability, you know, so this comes from the actual shoe itself, plus the drop-in midsole. I would say that the midsoles are pretty thick, and they do offer a decent amount of that torsional rigidity and stability. I would definitely still say that this shoe doesn't have the best, but it's definitely more than enough. And then just to make sure that you are covered, you do have this carbon fiber shank plate, which you can actually see through this outsole as well, to make sure that you are covered with the torsion in the shoe. So yeah, for me, I had absolutely zero issues with the support in the Player 1 Plus. I thought the support was really, really good. So the Player 1 Plus retails for $180, and that is a little bit more on the expensive end of shoes, but I would definitely say that this is a worth it shoe. This is totally worth the price. And if you all, have ever wanted to play in a Kobe sneaker, but you just can't get your hands on it because, resale prices are extremely crazy, or you're just not lucky on those, those sneakers drops or raffles or whatever, this is a great alternative. This is truly a modern day Kobe that everyone can have access to, which is the great thing about it. Sure, it doesn't have the Kobe brand name on it, but this is as close as you can get to a Kobe without it actually being a Kobe. And honestly, I think Series Player Only did a great job with the shoe. This is definitely a huge improvement on the Player 1, their V1 version of the shoe. They made a lot of improvements, like pretty much everywhere. So yeah, I mean, for a company to be able to improve on its shoe this much, that quickly, is pretty insane. And they do that because they actually listen to player feedback or, wear testing feedback. So it's really cool to see a company actually value the opinions of the people who are actually wearing these shoes every day. So if you all want to pick up a pair of these, I'll see if I can leave a link for you down in the description box below. But yeah, I mean, this is truly a modern day Kobe. And it is great. Everyone has access to it, and for $180, it could be yours too. And don't forget, the best thing about it is you can also switch out that midsole if you don't like the midsole that it comes with. And I'm sure there's going to be a midsole that they provide that is definitely to your liking. Not to mention, they also have a bunch of different sick colorways, so you can definitely find a Player 1 Plus that suits you. But that's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. And also smash that thumbs up button for me, as it really does help me out. While you all are at it, check out these videos over here. And that's pretty much it. Until next time, peace.